but I got to looking at the scriptures that the Lord speaks when Jesus starts to talk about certain things. And John, the book of John, as you're well aware, is an unusual book that a lot of the things he said weren't said by any other of the Gospels or by any of the other leaders. And he was caught up into heaven, and by the time he started writing, Revelation had already happened to him, so he was weird.
Yeah.
John was already weird. He'd been up in the heavens, but this really caught my attention. Here's Jesus talking in John 3:8, and he said, "The wind blows where it wishes," and that was what we were talking about earlier. "And you hear its sound, but you do not know where it comes from or where it goes. And so it is with everyone who is born of the Spirit." Well, when I got, I guess we call it baptized in the Holy Spirit. According to the Scriptures, Jesus baptizes us in the Holy Spirit. We baptize each other for the remission of sins, and he baptizes the Holy Spirit. Anyway,
Yes.
so he has to really be the one that puts that on you. Or, you can believe you have it, but when he puts it on you, stuff starts changing. You know what I mean? So what he's trying to say is that this is blowing wherever it wants to. You're not going to be able to figure this out. So if you're trying to tell the Holy Spirit where is he going and what he's doing, you're dreaming. And then he goes on to say, "But you do not know why or where it comes from or its intent." So the wind doesn't just blow. The Spirit just doesn't kind of push you off into weird, if you know what I mean. The Spirit has an intent.
Yeah.
He's got an intention, and he's teaching you something while he's giving you an inspiration. And so he goes on, "And that is the way with anyone and everyone who is regenerated by the breath of God." So I started to see that God's power and his ability to regenerate us is really what we're looking for. I want the breath of God to regenerate me all the time, which I really believe means the renewing of my mind, so that I don't live in the mind, but it's renewed to think as God intended me to think, and so on and so on. So what I was getting at is, and of course, I relate to worship and praise a lot. And so, but the real power of praise has to do with the wind of the Spirit, or the intent of the Holy Spirit with which to guide something.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest struggles that we have as churches is our individual response to the Holy Spirit. Every denomination sort of believes Jesus is the Lord.
Right.
They all believe he was raised from the dead. They all believe in the virgin birth. They all believe in a whole lot of stuff. But they have a little struggle with someone's individual response to the Holy Spirit.
Right.
And claim, that's what he wanted me to do. Don't worry about me flipping upside down all the time. He wanted me to do that. Well, and I have no reason to think that's not true.
Yeah.
But that's where our struggle comes with each other. And that's kept us as a body of people separated.
Yeah.
So what he's trying to say, and I think he's trying to say in this, is the Spirit had an intent in all of this.
Yeah.
He has an intent. And if I find myself offended by someone else's response to the Holy Spirit, the intent was to offend me.
Wow.
It wasn't for them to be weird. The intent was to teach me something. And what he's talked about is time to honor the teacher.
Yeah.
Who was the Holy Spirit.
Right.